Hello friends, welcome back to another tutorial. How you all doing today? Hope you're all doing great today. So today I want to show you this very beautiful and very easy stylish gown with a trending collar. So I'm making use of my African prints and of course a plain fabric for the collar. So my fabric here, I have it folded along the yardage, except of course you want to have some joining on the lower parts, then you can you can fold along the by 45 in length. But if you want a full length gown without any joining, this is the perfect way to fold along the yardage to give you your desired length, irrespective of any length that you're working with. Okay, yes, so I have this folded along the yardage, as you can see, and of course folded into four, and I'm going to be cutting out both the front and the back piece together. Now the first thing I did was to come to the very edge there and marked 1.5 inches for the slope. So if you want your sleeve length to be shorter, then you might have to reduce it. Okay, but I'm making use of the entire piece of this fabric, so that's why I have it using the entire length there. So that's why I'm marking it at the very edge. Okay, yes, so I marked my slope of 1.5, and here you have it. Now from that slope point, now I'm going to indicate a sleeve opening. Okay, more like the round sleeve. So a sleeve opening from that point, I'll work with 11 inches. 11 inches is okay. So from that point, I'll go ahead and extend it all the way. So this is going to represent my chest line. Okay, now on this chest line, I'm going to fix in the body circumference. So I'm using one measurement for all, and in this case I'm working with the biggest measurement, and the biggest measurement for this person is the hip, and the hip is 40. So when I divide my 40 into 4, that is 10. Then I added extra 4 inches. This extra 4 inches is for ease and also the for the seam allowance. Okay, so you can see I extended it all the way to the full length of this dress, and of course connected all my points together. It's as easy as that. Then I wanted to also put in a cut together pocket. So from the very top, I indicated the waistline at 17. Then from that point, I went down by either 7 or 8 inches, more like the hip line as well. And of course, in between that point, you make an outer curve from your side drafting already. Sorry, the chalk wasn't so visible. Okay, yeah, but when I cut it out, you will really see the shape. But of course, when you follow through the measurements, you don't have an issue. Okay, yes. And for the neck width, I'm using a neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 1.5. Neck width of 3, neck depth of 1. Either 1 or 1.5 is fine. So this one is strictly for the back neckline. Neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 1.5. So I went ahead to cut this out, cut out the slope, and of course also cut out the sides. Then went through the outer pocket, that's the cut together pocket, through the armhole, and that's it. You can see it's that simple. It's a very, very easy cut out. So here you have it. We're done. So this one of course is just for the two piece, but we are going to be cutting out for the front neckline. So I had to take off one piece, which will be for the back. Now for the front, I indicated a neck depth of 9, still on the neck width of 3, but a neck depth of 9 inches. So I indicated that point. Now from that point of 9 inches depth, I went in by 2 inches, just like you see me marking it down. Then I'll go ahead and connect this to my neck width, the already neck width of 3 inches. You can see the one I'm using my ruler to make that connection. You can see. Now the next thing I'll do now is to indicate the point where you want that collar to stop at. So I wanted mine to be on the half length point, which is at 17. Okay, now at that same point, I will still go in by the same 2 inches again. Then I'll go ahead and connect it also on a straight line to meet that 9 inches depth, just like you see me doing. It's a very, very easy thing here. You can see, and just see it's that simple, guys. So just go ahead and cut it. Please kindly go over it again in case you don't understand, but trust me, it's a very easy process, and I've actually done a similar tutorial like this before. Okay, yeah, this is a very simple cutout. So you can see this is what we have. So that neck depth of 9 inches, I intentionally notched it because this is going to help us get the measurements when we're fixing our collar. So you can see what we have. So by the time you open it up, you can see this is what our front piece looks like. You can see this. So the next thing, of course, now will be to go ahead with the sewing process. You can see now the first thing, of course, I'm going to do is to go ahead and join the shoulder. So I'll have to bring back my back piece, okay, right side to right side. Okay, then I'll go ahead and join the shoulders, and of course make sure you clean up the rough edges by weaving it. So once I was done, this is what I have. You can see. So it's time for me now to fix my collar, but before that I need to take note of some measurements. Now remember that point where we notched on our depth, the 9 inches depth, right? Remember I notched it, right? So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and make a round measurement, just like you see me demonstrating with my finger. Okay, so I'll just make a round measurement from that point all the way around the back neckline down to the other side, right? So I'll go ahead and place my tape rule to do that. So it's carefully do this. You can still do this over and over again just to be sure you have the accurate measurement. You can see I went over this twice. Even if it's 3 times, it's not bad, just to be sure you get the right measurement. So when I was done, I had about 25 inches. Okay, now this 25 inches, I'll take note of that. Then also, to know the amount of fabric you need for the collar, you have to measure from the depth of our collar there, round all the way to the back neckline down to the other side as well. So the fabric I have here, I know it was going to be more than enough, so I'll end up cutting off some excesses. So you can see I already have a joining. So it's important, if you're going to have a joining, make sure you have a joining to make it an equal length. I hope you understand. So this is like a by 45 length. So by the time I join it together, so it became 90 inches. Okay, yes. So the idea is just to have a center joining. Then for the width is 5 inches. So which means by the time I fold it into 2, it will be 2.5, and when I'm done sewing, it will now be 2 inches for my collar. Okay, so you can also work with 4 inches, is also fine. Okay, yeah. So you can see what we have now. So now I am bringing it together into 2 equal parts. You can see this now. Now from that my center joining of this my piece, remember that 25 inches we measured, right? Remember, so this is the time I need it. So that 25 inches, I'm going to split it into 2, because I have my fabric folded like this into 2. So when I split it into 2, that will be 12.5. Okay, so from that point there, I will indicate 12.5. So you can see the way I'm placing my tape. From that my joining there, I'm indicating 12.5. You can see, so this is representing the depth of the neckline. So from that point now, I will sew straight down, but you also have to make sure that your sewing has to be centralized. Okay, so what I mean by means that you have to sew on the center point. So you can see that the width of this fabric is 5, right? So which means the center point will be at 2.5. I hope you understand. So I'm going to make that straight sew on a 2.5 inches point, which will be on the center. I hope you understand. Yes, so that is what I'm going to do. So I'll go finish this up, and of course when I was done, you can already see that stitch. I've stopped at the point where I know will be enough to cover up the depth of my collar, and by the time you open this up, you can see this is what you have. You can see this. So you just go ahead and give this a very good press, but I'll be doing this much later. Now to attach it to your fabric, you have to also indicate the center back neckline. So how do I get this point? I brought in my 2 shoulder joining together and gave it a notch. Okay, you can see I also use my chalk to make it more visible, like you see me doing. So I have my center back neckline. So that's the point where I'll start fixing my collar. So you know my collar already has a joining, right? So we are just going to align the joining on that collar piece to the center back neckline. So that is the point where you start sewing. You can see. So once you have it there, you just go ahead and start sewing from there. You can see the way I'm moving my hand. Just keep moving your piece of fabric all the way till you get to the depth of your collar neckline there. Then you do the same thing on the other side. It's a very easy sew. Trust me, there's nothing difficult at all. Just follow that piece. Of course, you are folding your fabric into two to make that sew. So by the time I'm done sewing, I mean, at this point I've not even sewed it. I just use my pin to hold it down. You can already see how it's looking, right? This is how it will look. So once you're done, I said I have enough fabric, so I'll end up cutting off some excesses, right? Yeah, but before you even cut off some excesses, it's important you close up that opening there. You can see the opening at the end there. So I have to tuck in the fabric, the remaining piece I have. You tuck it in properly, then you go ahead and top stitch. Whether you are top stitching on the outside here or you have to sew it on the inside, whichever one works for you, just to close up that opening, and that will be it. That will be it, guys. So once this is done, you can go ahead now and join the side. But before joining the side, you finish up the edge of the sleeve. So this point, all I need to do is to hem my sleeve by folding it into two, okay? And I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So once that is done, just bring up all your piece together, align it properly, then you go ahead and join the side. So you take it from the sleeve all the way through the armhole, through the pocket, down to the end of the dress, and of course repeat the same thing on the other side. Then finally you go ahead and hem the bottom of the dress, and that will be it, guys. It's that simple. So that's it, guys, on how to make this very beautiful piece. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, share with your sewing communities. I'll appreciate this a lot. See you on the next one. Bye.